Preparing for pain management going into labor is something that all of us mamas should do, especially because we are all going to experience pain to some degree during our process. Whether you're going unmedicated completely or you're going medicated, there's going to be some point where you do experience some level of pain. And of course, all of our pain tolerances are different. So how we perceive it is going to be completely different. So we're going to get into different ways that we can prepare ourselves, different pain management techniques, so that we can best prepare ourselves, our bodies, our minds for this process. If you're new here, I'm Naomi. I'm currently 41 weeks pregnant. Yes, 41 weeks pregnant. She decided that she's cozy in there and that's where she wants to be right now. So she could come at any point. But let's go ahead and get into these different pain management techniques. And the first one that I really want to hone in on first is your mindset around pain. This is going to completely change the game when it comes to managing your pain during labor, is how you perceive pain. And if you are looking at pain as harmful or hurtful and trying to reject it, it's just going to make the process so much worse. And so the best way that you can shift your mindset when it comes to pain for labor is looking at the pain as progress. The pain, the contractions, whatever it is that you are feeling, it is not hurting you whatsoever. Look at it as it's helping you push your baby out. It's helping you get closer and closer towards meeting your precious little baby. And pain is progress. That's something that I continue to wire in my mind so that when that time comes, I'm not looking at the pain as harmful or hurtful or looking at it as, getting me further away from the goal, which is pushing my baby out. But look at pain is progress. This pain is progress. It's productive pain. It's not there to harm you or to hurt you in any way, but it's there to help you. And so really shifting your mindset around pain first is going to be the best thing to help you manage it during your labor. So getting into the next way that you can prepare yourself to best manage pain are breathing techniques. There's a lot of different breathing techniques that you can do. So definitely do some research and kind of find which one sticks with you the best and practice them. So kind of like meditation in a sense, just sit and practice those breathing techniques so that way it becomes like second nature for you. So when you're in labor, you're not having to remember like, oh wait, what was that breathing technique and how do I do it? But go ahead and start practicing it now, getting familiar with what best helps you so that when it comes to game time, you're prepared. For me, I like doing a lot of slow and controlled breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth. Some people like to do fast-paced breathing. For me, I personally prefer the slow and controlled. Some people like fast-paced breathing. Some people like box breathing, where they breathe in for a certain amount of time and exhale for a certain amount of time. Breathe in for a certain amount of time and exhale for a certain amount of time. And some people do I think it's like horse lip breathing or something like that, where they like blow in like that, like they blow out, breathe in, and then like go out like that. So there's a lot of different breathing techniques that you can do. Again, just find the ones, whether it's one or a couple, that help relax you the best, and practice those. There's like I said, I mentioned meditation, so it's kind of like meditation. There's also, if you haven't heard, like hypnobirthing, which I know incorporates breathing techniques as well. So there's a lot of different ways, but find what works for you, because coming back to your breath is going to be very important. Obviously, we have to breathe during labor, but we have to breathe, period, to live. But focusing on your breath is going to really help you take away your mind from what is everything else that's happening, and just really ground you and center you and bring you back to a peaceful place. So that's why it's so important. I know some people have comments about like, oh, well, obviously you have to breathe. Thank you for letting me know that I have to breathe during labor. Like, yes, obviously you do, but having controlled breathing, focusing on your breath, it really does calm you down, and it really does ground you and center you and bring you back to a place of peace and of focus, especially in a time such as labor. The next way that you can prepare for pain management, and this is actually one that I've used, is cardio / working out. So I know you're probably like, wait, what do you mean, Naomi? So something that I do is I do cardio to help me with my breathing techniques, one, but also to help prepare my mind to keep going. What I mean by this is, for example, the Stairmaster. Stairmaster is a beast. If you've ever been on it, you already know how it's a beast. So I will give myself a certain amount of time. I'll put on there like, okay, hey, I'm going to do 5 minutes on level 6. And I will keep going. Now, there does come a point, like say 2.5 minutes in or 3 minutes in, where I'm like, okay, my legs are burning, like, and that's a level of pain. But I trained my mind, okay, keep going, Naomi, keep going. And when we're in labor, we don't know when it's going to end. We don't know when the contractions are going to end. We don't know when our baby is going to be birthed. We know they will at some point, but that's not something that we can tell. So this is a way that I help train my mind for that process. So I'll try as much as possible not to look at the timer. Even though I have it set for 5 minutes, I don't look at it, so I can train my mind to focus on what I'm doing and not when I'm going to get there. And so then once I get off of the Stairmaster, obviously my heart rate is up, but I sit at the end of the Stairmaster and I just focus on my breath. I focus on calming myself down, bringing my heart rate back down. And this is just a really great way that I've found to really condition myself for not only the endurance that labor takes, but also for that pain management. So if you work out, if you're a fitness girly like myself, then this could definitely help you if you've been working out during your pregnancy or have worked out prior. Or even if you don't work out at all, this is something that you can do. And you don't have to do the Stairmaster. You can do a treadmill as well and just kind of do like fast walking. So totally up to you. But this is something that has really helped me prepare for the pain management side of labor. So I hope that it helps you as well. The next pain management technique is taking advantage of all your contractions. Now, of course, this is going to depend on what stage of your pregnancy you're in and if you are experiencing any contractions or not. But for example, Braxton Hicks contractions. For one, not everybody feels them. I didn't realize that I was having them until I started getting like much further along because I didn't feel them at first. At first, I thought that it was just my baby pushing her butt up against me, and that's how what a lot of women think with, Braxton Hicks contractions, because it's like a big tightening and it's not painful at all, but it does look like their little butt is sticking out. And now it can be, but most of the time, if it is completely hard around the front of your belly, then that is going to be a Braxton Hicks contraction. If, it's not painful at all. So some of these aren't painful, but when they do start getting to a point to where you feel them, because my Braxton Hicks have gotten to a point to where I can tell when the tightening is coming on, because there is tightening, there's pressure, some cramps, but not like completely painful. But I can feel them. And so I just take advantage of these. And then even when you're having real contractions, but they're not in like a certain pattern to where it's sending you into active labor necessarily, take advantage of those. Pause and breathe through them so that you can, again, practice those breathing techniques and practice how you feel during them, bringing yourself back to a calm place so that you're not like completely rejecting the pain, but taking advantage of the practice contractions and even active contractions before they're really like, in a pattern and showing that you're in active labor can definitely be a way for you to prepare yourself for pain management once you are in active labor. The next way that you can prepare for pain management in labor is knowing how to utilize your birth ball. Now, if you've watched different birth vlogs or birth stories, I'm sure that you've seen a birth ball or a peanut ball in there in some kind of way, but it's because that there's so many different positions positions that you can get into using these balls to help you manage your pain. And so getting familiar with how to use that now, the different positions that you can get into, what feels most comfortable for you, will really help you during that process to help manage your pain when you're in labor. But whether that's sitting on the ball, bouncing on the ball, using the ball, like if you're on your knees, and have your hands on top of the ball and lunging into the ball, using the peanut ball in like a sideline position and like kind of propping your leg up over it. There's so many different things that you can do, so many different positions and movements that you can do using these balls. So getting familiar with that now, just kind of seeing like what you like, what you don't like, will definitely help you when it comes time to that. But a really great pain management technique, and the reason why the birth ball is so effective, is because movement during labor really does help with pain management. Now, there are times to rest during labor, 1000%, but there is a lot of benefit in movement. And so the birth ball is something that really helps you move your hips, move your body, and help manage that pain a lot better. And this brings me to my next point, which is finding positions that are most comfortable for you to relax in. For example, mine is laying on my left side with my leg propped up. And so of course, like I said from the last point, movement is very important for pain management, but also there's times to relax. And so knowing what positions are best for you and that you feel the most relaxed in are going to be positions that you'll want to get into during labor when you're ready to relax, so that you're comfortable, because you being comfortable is going to help you manage that pain better. So if you like laying flat on your side, on your left side or your right side with your other leg propped up, if you like to be propped up with pillows, if you want to be laying down with your legs elevated, whatever it is, definitely get those positions down now. And also share this with your birth partner, if this is your husband or your doula, so that they can help you get into these positions so that you can manage your pain better. So all these things are things you can do to prepare yourself to manage pain during labor, and things that you can practice now so that you're best prepared for when that time comes. So if you aren't already, make sure you subscribe, and I wish you the best in your pregnancy journey and your upcoming labor and delivery.